Alright, Zoa's Lab Events 2019, eh? Well, we got a lot to go through. Don't worry, not as much as Lego's Island, because that took like 3 hours to do last week. Oh, and yes, the face cam, as you can see, this is obviously an old video, because as you can see, this is, this video. So yeah, that's why you can see face cam. It's not because I don't have it actually on. Just letting you know. Anyway, aside from that point, Zoa's Lab Events 2019. There are a lot, but not as much as Lego's Island. It's because we actually skipped an entire month. And I'll give you a hint. It's one of the summer months that we actually skipped a month or something. But you'll find out which one that is later. For now, though, let's begin our amazing journey into the Zoa's Lab Events 2019. Here we go! To start off the first ever event of 2019 here at the lab, I bring you, the New Year's party of 2019. The event started actually not even on New Year's Day. No, it actually started on January 3rd, aka 2 days after New Year's, for some reason because we forgot, and it ended on January 8th, meaning it only lasted for 5 days, when normally a New Year's party on Zoa's Lab would last for a week. But this time, since we started it 2 days late, it only lasted for 5 days. Anyway, the only room decorated was the roof, and this was the only New Year's party so far to be on Zoa's Lab free. And, yep. Most of it was all decorated in white because that's just what the color I just felt like picking or something for New Year's. Yep. It was a pretty crazy event, actually, let's be honest, even though it was really small and there was only one room. Yep, if you don't know, if you saw that sign over there, there was a sign that said Happy New Year there, if you saw it. Oh, great, now I gotta pull back the clip. Anyway. Yep, there was a sign up there, up there that said, like, Happy New Year and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, there was not that much with this event. It was actually the first New Year's event not to be going on the actual day of New Year's, which, don't worry, we actually fixed that. Well, actually, I'm wrong. Because in 2020? Oh, well, actually, I think I set it up on the actual day of New Year's, I think. Yeah. See, that said Happy New Year right there. And then there was that other sign that also said Happy New Year. And, well, that's it for this one. Moving on. Our next event is, well, the event that's going on right now in Zoa's Lab 2, but it's a year higher. It is the Zoa's Lab 4th anniversary party. Guys, this party was obvious. It celebrated 4 years since Zoa's Lab was officially released. And the colors for this party were yellow and purple. So yeah, that's really cool of me to do that. And yeah, there were pretty big things in this party. There was a giveaway there. Yep, that was one thing. There were a giveaway with items every single day. The whole lab was decorated, of course. So yeah. Hold on, let me just actually cut it a little more. Yep. There was like cake with the number 4, and there was obviously an anniversary hat like usual. Now, this was actually the first anniversary party for the lab to occur in Zoa's Lab 3. Fun fact, we started like the first 2.5 months of the year with Zoa's Lab 3 because something huge happened in March, which we'll get to later. For now, though, there was a lot going on with this party. There was a cake with a number 4 on it, of course, because it was 4 years since the lab was released, and just many more things that happened. And, as you can see, The party started on January 10th and came to an end on January 24th, making it the shortest anniversary party ever, actually, in the lab. Yep, this was the shortest anniversary party ever. We literally beat the record. We literally hit the record last year for the shortest lab anniversary party ever. No joke. The shortest anniversary party in the lab's history. Fun fact, the 5th anniversary party was also supposed to be the exact same length, just ending a day earlier. But I changed it so we did not have to break that record again. So yeah, that's a fun fact. But yeah, basically the whole lab was obviously decorated because we were celebrating 4 years of the lab. Of course, it's obvious! So yeah, all the rooms were decorated. And it was just an absolute blast just to see how everything went. And honestly, I just loved every bit of it. It was so awesome and amazing. And with that being said, I bet the next year's anniversary party for the 5th anniversary party would be even better, which is still going on right now in Zoe's Up 2 as of recording this video. Anyway, with all that being said, yeah, this party was a really huge success. And with that being said, let's move on to the next event. Actually, this party actually reintroduced the Old Memories Room. That's right. If you thought that it couldn't have gotten any better, then yeah. This was all built on the lab anniversary day, January 15th, 2019, because that was the lab's 4-year anniversary day. Unfortunately, the video for it actually did not come out until January 21st, 2019, which is almost exactly a week later. Alright, that's the last thing. We can now move on for real. At the end of the month, on January 31st, 2019, the UFO came to Zoel's Free for the first ever time. There was even a few items to be even given out, and let me pull up that footage now. Wait, where the heck is it? In here. Alright, here we go. Yep. Here were the items. Yep, there were 2 items, I think, inside in celebration. Yep, 2 items inside in celebration of the return of the UFO after like 7 months. Which is crazy. Crazy. Seriously, crazy. Anyway, that's actually it. It was there from January 31st all the way to February 7th. And speaking of February 7th, moving on to our next event, it was the Fair 2019. It started on February 7th, and fun fact, it was actually only supposed to go until the 28th of February. But get this, it went for exactly a month, all the way until March 7th, 2019. So this was technically the 3rd party of the whole year. It was the first fair to be held in Zoel's Free, not also to mention the first fair to occur in February. Basically, this time, a little difference is that this was actually the first ever fair event not to include the theme park. Actually, I take that back. The previous fair was the first one to not include the theme park. So this was the second fair party to not include the theme park. However, get this. Basically, the fair games, like the whole fun outside of the lab, was basically turned into like a little theme park with all of the fair games. So that was a little cool thing we did. So yeah. Hold on. It looks like I forgot to resize this. Give me a sec. Go. But yeah, basically, the outside of the lab was basically decorated as a little theme park. So that was honestly a really cool thing that we saw there. And yeah. It was also the first ever fair to last an entire month. Exactly an entire month. No other fair has managed to last an entire month, and this one definitely finally beat the record for that. Now, this year's upcoming fair in April 2020 will only be a 2-week one. So, yeah, that's one thing you should be note of. But I'll get to that later this year on April 23rd. Aside from that, basically, we obviously had the old Bear games like usual, and everything just turned out really, really, really good. And I just love every bit of it, even if it lasted for an entire month. It was still a success. Now, guys, well, we're done with this one. We're done with this event. Oh, and actually, I forgot to mention, some of the games were actually inside too, such as that one. Yep, that was inside here. Now, also the Underground Party Room. I don't know if you saw it. It was decorated too. But yeah, there was also like there were actually some fair games that were even inside too. So that's cool. So anyway, that's it for this event. We are going to move on to our next event. Now, guys, here's a little disappointment about 2019 here at the lab. There was no Valentine's Day party. And just why was there no Valentine's Day party here at Zoa's Lab? Because I wasn't even at home for Valentine's Day. That's right. If you don't remember where I was for Valentine's Day, yeah, I was on Carnival Sunshine for Valentine's Day last year. Fun fact, I was originally going to do our Valentine's Day party for Zoid's Lab for 2019, right? Like, I don't know, like the exact day of Valentine's Day, but since we weren't here, I just didn't do it. So, yeah, that's one disappointment. So now, we officially can move on to the next event, which is this. The next party to occur in Zoa's Lab in 2019 was actually a combination of two parties. Number one, the Pi Day Party 2019, and the St. Patrick's Day Party 2019. If you don't know, they were both combined into one event, as I just said. So, oh, and they also went for pretty much the exact same time as each other, actually. Yeah, they actually did. For the exact same time as each other. They both started and ended on the exact same day as each other. So, since this party was a combination of two, basically the deal was the Pi Day party was, it was on the roof, and the rest of the St. Patrick's Day party was basically all outside. So, it was a pretty cool combination of a party right here. So, as you can see, look, it was a combination. So yeah, basically the whole front of the lab was turned into like a huge like green area because of St. Patrick's Day. That was a really cool fun fact. There were also items given out every single day. However, I was only able to update... Actually, I was actually able to update all of them. So yeah. That was a little fun fact. So yeah, this party was, again, a combination of two. The Underground Party Room was also decorated too. And it was just super cool as well. So that was really cool, and this was for St. Patrick's Day. Also, this also marked the first St. Patrick's Day party for all of the sheep to be green. Yep, if you thought it couldn't have gotten any better than that, yeah, I'm here to literally prove to you, all the sheep are green in this party. No joke! No joke at all, actually. It actually is true. Yes, after not doing the Valentine's Day party due to me not even being at home for Valentine's Day, I obviously had to just do this party instead. Because, yeah, I did not want to forget about it just like we did for Valentine's Day. But this time I was actually at home. So, yay. Yeah. That was really cool. Where's the part for the Friday party? Oh, yeah, there it is. Basically, the second half is the Pi Day party, which was on the roof. So yeah, that was cool too. So yeah. Anyway. Basically, I think... Wait. Was that Flower Ship that hosted it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. As Mr. Sheep hosted the St. Patrick's Day party. Yep, that was Flower Sheep that hosted the Pi Day event. There we go. So basically, both events, I think the sign over there said March 14th through 15th. However, in reality, guys, both of them actually lasted for the exact same time. So basically, both events started on the same day, March 13th, and came to an end on March 18th, lasting exactly 5 days. Let's move on! Never did I think that this would happen. After only 7 months of corruption, it came back. One simple world came back to life, and it was Zoazap 2. It happened on March 17th, 2019, at 10:30 p.m. Oh, and speaking of which, if you want to know my actual current time right now as I'm recording this, it is 10:59 p.m. That's because I just finished the video for Operation Meltdown. Go watch that if you haven't seen it. It just came out, and I did make a premiere for that. Yeah. Anyway, basically the deal is Zoazap 2 came back to life, you guys. That was the big part of the year. If you thought it couldn't have gone any cooler than this, I actually managed to get the lab back by resetting the world, well, basically recreating the world with the same name. So, yeah, that was cool. And yes, I do have it muted for reasons. So, we don't get any audio in here while I talk over this. So basically, yes, Zoazap 2 made a return after 7 months. And it was pretty crazy. Now there actually was an event out of this, which is why I'm mentioning this. Sorry, totally messed up on saying that. But however, that does not go a reason for Zoazap 3. In Zoazap 3, there was the See You Soon party. Basically, this whole party introduced well, it was the last party to occur in Zoazap 3 for like a few months. Meaning like 2 months. And I will mention what happened to Zoazap 3 after this party later. But yeah, basically there was a little party here to celebrate the end of Zoazap 3 for a few months. As we would be going back to Zoazap. The event started on March 18th. And came to an end on March... I said that wrong. March 18th all the way to April 4th. Yeah, it was originally supposed to go down on the 21st, but then I just forgot. And also because I was focusing on our next lab event. Well, actually, there's one before it, which I'll get to right now. But basically, the whole lab was actually decorated. Because it was the last party to be going into Zoazap 3 for like a few months, because we were going to be going back to the to the second lab. So yeah, that's another thing you should know. So yeah, basically the deal was our next event is actually the Zoazap 2 return party. It actually lasted from March 18th and ended on its actual correct day of March 21st. The reason why this went for so long, well, for a very short amount of time, is because our next lab event, which I'll get to in just a minute, happened on that day. Although I didn't showcase it for like a week later because I couldn't get into the lab for like a whole week. Anyway. So yeah. Basically, this was really, really dang huge. And honestly, just glad we were able to make this. It was just a masterpiece, you guys. A flipping masterpiece. Just to think. How could all of this come back? Just how? How could all of this just come back in just a simple way? It just did. It all just came back suddenly. And I love it. Moving on. Our next lab event is, drumrolls please, HQ Expedition 2019. Guys, honestly, could you think that this could get any better at this point? Well, yes, it did, because this very event celebrated the return of HQ Expedition after, like, I don't know, 3 years? Yeah, that's right. 3 flipping years, you guys. 3 years without HQ Expedition, which is nuts. Nuts! Anyway, seriously though, in reality, guys, basically, the HQ Expedition this time was honestly a lot more different than previous, because what we had to do was, we had to go into Evil Seed Leader's base and steal all his stuff, which was actually really fun. So, in reality, it was pretty nuts. Actually, just hard to believe. And, yeah. Anyway. Uh, anyway. So basically, that was the point of that. So, yep, basically, HQ Expedition, we steal ESO stuff and brought it back to our base camp as payback for, well, stealing the stuff. I think it was also in payback for, like, I don't know, what else? Maybe possibly the one who corrupted the lab. I don't know. Can't remember. But basically, that's what the whole event was mainly based off of. So yep, we had to steal ESO stuff, bring it back to our camp so we can make our camp enjoyable again. And yeah, it was really fun. The event started on March 21st, and it was originally supposed to come to an end on April 1st. But it actually came to an end on March 30th instead. For actually a pretty good reason. So, yeah, that was fun. So basically, we just did all of that. HQ Expedition was really fun. It was honestly better than the last one because we honestly really didn't do much in the previous, so it was fun to bring that back. Anyway, moving on! The April Fool's Party 2019! Basically, this event was actually originally supposed to start on April 1st, 2019. However, I just decided to start it 2 days earlier on March 30th, just because, why the heck not? It was also really close to April Fool's Day, so I thought, let's just do it. So yeah, this April Fool's Party was a lot more crazier than the previous. The 3 dimensions came back like usual. However, this was also the first April Fool's Party since 2017 to actually be a standalone one, because the previous year was merged with Easter. In fact, we actually had a little event for Easter too. We'll get to that later. For now, though, basically the whole deal with this was, again, the 3 dimensions came back. However, there was actually a little bit of a twist with this April Fool's Party. Most of the lab was decorated! Hooray! Finally, an April Fool's Party that actually includes a lot more of the lab instead of just focusing on the 3 dimensions like the previous years. Oh, and don't worry, I am going to do something cool for this year's April Fool's Party in 2020. Don't worry if you're wondering what I'm going to do. Don't worry, it's going to be awesome. I don't even know what it's going to be because we're not even in April yet! Anyway, let's just go on. So basically, yes, the whole lab this time was actually decorated for April Fools. Not just the usual rooms like the lab office, the flower shop, the roof, or even just the outside itself. No, actual rooms were decorated. And it was, honestly, a really cool success. Yeah, there were still a few cool things that happened, I guess. But trust me, it was a lot more crazier than you think. As you probably can see, yep, a lot of the lab was actually decorated this time, and it was nuts. Nuts! Holy frick. How could it just get this good? Because basically, we basically turned everything upside down. And by upside down, I pretty much mean upside down. We even messed around with this, which was pretty nuts, actually, just to believe. So yeah, we did throw a lot of cool jokes in there, a lot of little funny, wacky things, and just did everything. So yeah, and basically, wait. If you saw the close shop there, see it. Yeah, we did turn the underground party room into this, which was really cool and fun to make. And yes, everything, all the chairs were upside down, and the anvils were the replacement for tables. And in the clothes shop, it was, well, a huge hole. Just to make it even more funny. Really, if you think that's funny, oh, trust me, you're gonna love the pool. Are you guys ready? It was all anvils, which was also really cool and funny. So that was a little fun event. The event ended on April 6th. So yeah, that was cool. And yes, Rose Crystal's room got all messed up. I'm probably going to do that again this year. So yeah. But yeah, that's kind of it for this event. I'm literally just going to move on, like, right now. So yeah, I'm going to move on right now. That's it for this event. Oh wait, can we not forget about the dimensions, you guys? That's right. Don't forget about the dimensions as well. Fun. Oh god, I totally forgot about the Return of the Evil Dimension! Yay! Okay, enough messing around. Let's actually get back to it now. So, on April 6th, 2019, when the April Fool's party ended, the lab started to go, like, time broke, causing the lab to split in half. And now that involved into our next event, which I'm about to mention, like, right now. It is going to be pretty funny what this next event is, because it literally caused the whole lab to split in half. And let me tell you, it ain't no joke when the lab was literally split in half. Yep, the whole lab was all split in half because time broke. It was pretty big, actually, if you could see it. It was nuts, you guys. Well, now that leads us into our next event. And also, did I also forget to mention a brand new room was introduced too? That's right. New room was introduced on the same day too. However, that now led us into our next event. And that was none other than the time travel party. So, this time travel party obviously continued the story of the lab being split in half after time broke. That's why this event was held in the first place. So the point of this was we had to go back in time to the prehistoric world and also go back to the future world to dig up pieces to help fix the holes in the lab after being split in half. Obviously, we had to use the time machine like usual. I mean, duh, that was obvious. So, yeah, that was pretty nuts. Yep, we had to fix all the holes in the lab. We had to dig up pieces in the prehistoric world and future world to be able to do so. It was pretty nuts, and I'm honestly just really surprised we did this. As of right now, these two worlds, the prehistoric and future worlds, are not on Rose Crystal's new laptop yet, but will be hopefully very soon. So yeah, it was pretty nuts, and yeah, that's nuts. So the event started on April 11th and came to an end on, well, actually, it was supposed to end April 25th, which it kinda actually did. But there was a problem. I guess this would probably still continue the storyline of why time broke, but somehow after I cleaned up the events, it somehow came back because Rose Crystal's Minecraft game kept crashing consistently that it would reset everything. So I guess in reality, it ended on May 1st, but the real end date was April 25th. I originally did have it gone on that day, but then it just came back due to a weird glitch. So yeah, anyway, moving on from this. And yeah, anyway. Our next event is the Ramos Play Easter and Earth Day event. Like Legos Island, since Easter and Earth Day were literally a day apart, I decided to combine them both. But mainly, the decorations actually consisted of Earth Day only. The only part that actually counted as Easter was a hat, and the Easter egg hunt. So that was cool. It happened on the second week of the time travel party, and guess what? At the end of it, had the same problem as the time travel party where it would keep getting reset, even though I already cleaned it up. But enough about that. Really, aside from that, basically what happened was the lab outside was decorated for Earth Day, of course, with a cool little new setup that was never seen before, and yeah, it was really nuts, actually. So yeah, the whole lab was all decorated for Earth Day with hundreds of trees and a little pond with lily pads in it, which was pretty nuts, actually, just to believe that. It's actually true. There were actually that, and that's kind of the whole point of it for that. So yeah, it was really, really, really fun. Again, there was an Easter egg hunt. So yeah, that was really fun. And in fact, let me see if I can pull up images of the Easter egg hunt. Which, yep, there was one right there. Yep, we're going to now pull up the Easter egg hunt. 2019. Wait, where is the part of it? Okay. So, yep. Now I'm going to pull up the Easter egg part. So basically we had to go all over the lab for eggs again. So yep, that was really cool. So this event started on April 18th and came to an end. It was also originally supposed to come to an end the same day as the Time Travel Party, but due to it getting reset so many times due to Rose Crystal's Minecraft game keep getting crashed consistently when trying to save the game and to close out, I would have to keep going back in to clean it all up again over and over and over again all the way until May 1st. So it ended on May 1st, aka the day that Loud Doom 2019 began. Aside from that, it was still really fun. I don't know what I'm going to do for this year's Easter and Earth Day. Now, actually, since they're both separate now completely, they're like a few days away apart now. This time, they're like a week apart. They're actually like exactly 10 days apart this year, because Easter's actually on April 12th this year, so we'll actually be able to have it separate again. It will be the first time since 2017 for them both to have a separate thing, which is nuts. Anyway, aside from that, we're just going to move on. Oh, wait, yeah, there was actually a banner there. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's move on to the next event. Alright, everyone, this next event shall obviously be obvious. It is, of course, the Lab of Doom 2019. A little fun fact. You know what's a little funny about this event? Fun fact, it was actually the first Lab of Doom not to begin on May 1st. This was still due to the problem where it would keep resetting back to the Earth Day and Easter event and the time travel party whenever trying to clean it up. And it still happened on May 1st, so I had to keep going back in over and over again to set up Lab of Doom, and it finally stopped on May 2nd, meaning it officially started on May 2nd. So yeah, this was the first Lab of Doom not to officially begin on May 1st, so it started on May 2nd. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'll tell you the ending later. Basically, the point is, of course, as you know, Evil Street Leader obviously attempted to destroy the lab again, obviously. It's really obvious at this point. Of course, Evil Street Leader obviously again attempted to destroy the lab in the biggest way he ever could. And it honestly went out pretty well, actually. No, literally it did. Also, there were actually, for the first time, some actual banners. So, yep. And this was also at the time where it kept lagging me back. So glad it doesn't do this to me anymore. But, anyway. Guys, you get the point. Basically, the point is, kind of obvious at this time that things were going this way. So basically, all the attacks for this year, first off, included the firebomb in the lab office. The next one's being an eclipse on May 8th, which looked like that. Then the meteor on May 22nd. Then the rainstorm on May 29th. Finally, the most epic one. Go back to June 5th, 2016 and find ESL, which looked like this. Yep, basically, we went back to June 5th, 2016, which meant we got to rediscover the old Lab of Doom. Yay! And basically, I showed you around the old Lab of Doom of 2016, seeing as that was the only one you guys never saw because I did not even have this channel back then. After showing you around that, I finally defeated ESL, and let me tell you, the thing was totally a success. So, without further ado, we got rid of ESL. And, well, that pretty much concluded it for Lab of Doom. Moving on. Next up was actually a mini-event. It actually celebrated 1 year of the entire Rainbow Cloud. Basically, this was a really small mini-event, and yes, I am playing the video to actually prove that. So basically, yeah, there was an event that did celebrate the 1 year anniversary since the Rainbow Cloud officially arrived on ZL2, which was a part of last year's Rainbow Party. I'm talking about the 2018 one. At the time, this was still pretty slow. But luckily, it's much faster. I'm talking about the fact that this world was still on our old computer when this event happened. So yeah. Basically, yes, this event obviously again celebrated 1 year of the Rainbow Cloud, which was awesome and amazing at the same time. But yeah, there's not much to really talk about this event. It was just only a really small mini event just to celebrate that. So, yeah, that was really, really, really fun. And even if it was really small, honestly, I still love it either way. So, yeah. Anyway. The event only lasted for like 1 day, June 7th. Yep, that was it. It only lasted for the 1 day of June 7th. I forgot to mention Lab of Doom. That started on May 1st, May 2nd, and ended on June 6th, lasting exactly 4 weeks. You're welcome. Actually, I was wrong. Make that 5 weeks that Lab of Doom lasted. And again, this one only lasted for 1 day. So, moving on. Next up was the Underwater Expedition 2019. And yeah, now we're starting to almost get through halfway through the year. So, yay. And good news, it's not even midnight yet. We are actually 30 minutes to midnight. Did you hear that? 30 minutes to midnight, and I think we're almost halfway done. Perfect, right? Yep, only 30 minutes to midnight, and we are almost halfway through. I'm now on the June event. Remember we skipped a month last year? So it will be even easier to complete. Okay. I kind of forgot to pause that there, but anyway. Basically the deal was, yes, Underwater Expedition 2019, you guys! This was actually the first underwater expedition to be happening in June! Yay! And don't worry, I already have this year's already planned. It is in March! Because that's one of the last months I could put it in. So yeah. Basically, yes, after the revenge of us defeating Evil Sheet Leader in Lab of Doom, his revenge was the Underwater Expedition. It started on June 13th and came to an end on... Well, actually, it was originally supposed to end July 4th. However, I forgot to take it down, so it ended July 6th. So, yeah. Yeah, that was a little disappointing, but hey, at least I actually took that down. Only just 2 days late. Anyway, there were 3 missions in total, each of them being weekly. The first mission on June 13th, the second mission on June 20th, and finally the third mission on June 27th. However, only one of the missions were actually done on the right day, June 13th. The other two were done on July 3rd. The reason is because I completely forgot to do them on the correct days. And one of those days I wasn't even at home, June 20th. So, yeah. And that other one, Mission 3, was actually on my birthday. So, yeah, that's another reason I forgot. Because, yeah, June 27th was my birthday, of course, so forgot. Who cares? At least I did them on the last day. Anyway. Yep, the whole lab was underwater, as you would expect, because obviously it's an underwater expedition, and I'm probably thinking that the lab's probably going to be fully underwater again for this year's, because honestly, having it underwater last time was so awesome, and I'm honestly going to bring it back. I'll obviously make it look a little different, of course, so I don't copy and paste last year's, because I don't want to copy anything. I want to make sure every year is different for pretty much all the events. So, yeah. Yep, again, as you would expect, the whole lab is underwater. The underwater room was also unlocked too during this time, so you could expect that it was obviously looking cool. And yeah, yep, basically the underwater room was opened during this party. It was really, really, really fun and cool, and it was just awesome in a way that I would totally expect it. So, yep, that's kind of what happened. Yep, the underwater room came back, but it was actually a completely different one. Instead, it was actually that room that we discovered on April 6, 2019, just underwater. And that's actually all you needed to know. Like I mentioned before, we had to defeat Evil Cheat Leader on the last day. So, we did so, and that's kind of what the underwater room looked like. Looked really cool and interesting. So, yeah. Um, so, yeah. So, yeah, we basically defeated ESL and got everything back the way it's supposed to be. And it ended off really perfect. We sunk all the water out of the lab, and it was just really fun in the process just to do so. So, yeah, doing all that was really cool and fun and interesting just to see. Moving on to our next event. Oh, looks like I forgot one event that actually came before it. Oops! Anyway, it's the water party at Solosat 3. Looks like I forgot to do this one before the underwater expedition. But who the freaking cares? Who freaking cares if I did this after? Anyway, it's honestly okay because Zolazap 2 does come first. But anyway, who really cares? Anyway, it's the water party at Zolazap 3. It started June 10th and ended on July 1st. Woo! Anyway, as you would expect, since Evil Street Leader decided not to flood Zorazap 3, we did the water party instead. And let me tell ya, it honestly came out perfect. Honestly, the way I would definitely do it. So, here we go. So as you would expect, the whole lab obviously set up like a little water park or something, or whatever you'd want to call it. Yeah, some rooms were flooded, but not really as much flooded as you would think for Zorazap 2 in the underwater expedition. So it was really fun just to see how I could design the lab as a little water party. And I think I actually made it good. So yeah, that was a little fun fact. And one of the rooms were totally custom. Let me show you. Yeah, that room was totally custom. Because look, it was all flooded below. And it was amazing just to just see how cool the lab looked in a water theme. There was even a water slide, which I'm literally going to show you right now. It was on top of the roof, and basically played out exactly how you would think. So, yeah. Yep. Exactly as you would play out. Like that. So, yeah. That was a really cool water slide. Only one, unfortunately. But hey, I hope during this year's upcoming summer party in June, and yeah, that was really cool. I hope I'm gonna build a lot more water slides on this year's water party. Well, the summer party in Zoazap 2 and 3. Yes, I'll do both labs. But anyway, aside from that, we're talking about the Zoazap 3 water party here. So that was a really fun water slide that I made there. But anyway, in reality, so yeah. Whoa, did not mean to go into full screen. Basically, yes. We did all that, and it was a huge success. Remember, June 10th through July 1st. Next up is another event for Zoazap 3. Fun fact, I think this is actually the first time we are ever doing these types of events, but it is the 4th of July party 2019. I think this is actually the first ever 4th of July party we are ever doing in Zoa's Lab. And trust me, guys, there is one planned for this year. I promise you, there is going to be one this year. It's also going to be in Zoa's Lab 2. Yep. There is going to be one in Zoa's Lab 2 as well, alongside Zoa's Lab 3. And it did start on July 4th, but I actually made the video on July 5th because I was out the whole day for 4th of July. So, yeah. So, as you would expect, the whole lab is decorated for 4th of July here. Well, I think at least I did, the whole lab. I know I did the outside lab office, flower shop, roof, and underground party room. I know I did those. But did I decorate the whole lab? I honestly don't remember. Oh, looks like I only did the underground party room. Wow, I thought I would have done more. So it started on July 4th and ended July 6th, I believe. Yep, July 6th is when it ended. That was cool. Not really much for this. Oh, whoa! Even Snowland was decorated. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, that was a little fun fact. A really small event, but still cool. Anyway, moving on is another party from Zoazap 3. Wow. That's like the third party in a row in this video just to say Zoazap 3. Impressed. Looks like we used Zoazap 3 a lot more in 2019 than I really thought. I thought we didn't use it that much. But, turns out that, yeah. I think we did. We used it a whole lot in Zoazap in 2019. And this one is the Color Party. So, yeah. It was a really, really, really cool event. But trust me, what I had for Zoazap 2 was honestly even cooler. It was honestly so awesome. And, yeah, really awesome success. And just a lot more that we just did in this. So, every room in the lab was designated as one certain color. For example, the outside was blue, lab office was red, bar shop was yellow, roof was green, lab hallway was pink, and the library was purple, and the underground party room was black. The the Rose Crystal's room was white. Then Snowman was brown, and finally, the balcony was orange. So that was a cool little mix of a bunch of random colors. And here's your proof for that, by the way. See? All white in this room. See? And then all black in this room. Well, hold on. Yep, all black in this room, which was pretty nuts, just to believe. Yep, it was all black in this room. And then it was all brown in this room, which was nuts. And finally, to end it all off, it was the orange in this room. So that was really, really, really cool. So yeah. Anyway, the event started on July 8th, and it was originally supposed to end on July 29th. However, it actually ended on July 30th instead, just because I forgot to take it down on the July 29th. Who cares? At least it was only just one day late. Not bad. Moving on! Our next event in Zoa's Lab 2. Yes, Zoa's Lab 2 finally is the Rainbow Party 2019. It started on July 11th, and well, I'll tell you the end date in just a minute. But first, yeah, it did start July 11th. But basically, the whole point of this party was obviously it was all colorful again and rainbow themed. There were also 4 new colors, or actually, I think like 5 new colors of the rainbow, which are never seen before. And I added them in. So it made it a lot more fun and special at the same time. The rail party was a completely different one from usual, as all the decorations were completely 100% brand new and were never seen before like previous. So it was definitely a huge change. And I loved every bit of it. Every bit of it! And it was honestly really awesome. So yeah. Yep. Basically, I think only like the outside lab office, flower shop, roof, and I think underground party room were all decorated. So yeah, it was a pretty colorful event. Not to be mistaken, it was really, really, really colorful, and I just loved every bit of it. So yeah. Yep, all these rooms were decorated like that. Also, Rainbow Sheep Adoption made a return after like 3 years. So that was fun too. New items unlocked, I think, like every 2 to 3 days, I believe. I think at least. So yep, that was cool. So yeah, the event started on July 11th and came to an end. Well, actually, it was originally supposed to end on July 25th. However, due to the fact that I arrived in New York on that day, we didn't even have Rose Crystal's computer set. Actually, we did. It's just I didn't go onto the lab that day, just because it took so long to get to New York on that day. So instead, I took it down on July 28th, because I finally had time, some free time, to actually go onto the lab and take it down. So, yay me! Anyway, I think this was also the last event to have its end date delayed by a few days. Actually, I'm wrong. There's actually one more that did that. Anyway, though, Rainbow Party 2019, huge success, and let's move on to our next event. Alright, I'm pretty sure you guys are probably going to be very shocked about this next one. Because let me give you a hint. Here's where I finally say which events did not have, like, which month did not have a single event. Well, guess what? After the Rainbow Party 2019, we did have construction for it, but it never happened. And it was the Summer Party 2019, which was also combined with a little cruise theme, too. However, unfortunately, it did not happen. The reason for this was because we were causing so many glitches while trying to go in. Like, basically, the point was, Rose Crystal's Minecraft launcher would no longer load up the game for, like, well, at first, I actually was trying to set it up, but this was still during the New York trip, so basically the deal was, what happened was, well, basically, let's just say that, well, quite literally, our next scene was actually pretty crazy, because I did try and set it up. I only managed to get like 3 rooms done before taking a break and just waiting till the morning of August 1st to actually do it. And it was during a late night countdowns to August 2019. So, yeah, that's one thing. And another thing is that after that, I even tried getting on at the ranch to see if I can get in. And just to my expects, the launcher wouldn't work, even though you could clearly play Minecraft offline, which the ranch had no internet, so you could still technically play the game offline. Even when I was at the ranch in August last year, I actually was still able to play Legos Island offline. However, for Rose Crystal's laptop, nope! Meaning I was never able to complete the summer party, meaning it never happened in the first place, meaning if so, at this time, there was no event for August. That being said, though, now we jump forward all the way to September 29th, 2019, which was the 4-year anniversary day of Zoids Lab 2. Yes, after pretty much almost over exactly 2 months, lab updates finally came back. And since then have actually returned fully. But basically, this whole event celebrated the 4-year anniversary of Zoids Lab 2, which was nuts! So, yes. Yes, this whole event literally celebrated 4 years of Zoids Lab 2. It was crazy. It also combined with our little bash party event, too, which was also a little crazy, too, at the same time. So, in all honesty, some past rooms did come back. For example, HQ Expedition 2019. One of the rooms came back, which was at the outside. But basically, the point being here is that, well, yeah, a few past rooms did come back, and they were all from 2019, so that was cool. But mainly, celebrated 4 years of Zoids Lab 2. The event started on September 29th and came to an end on October 6th. Fun fact, it was only supposed to last until October 3rd, however, I just decided, let's just let it last for a whole week, ending on October 6th instead, because I decided to let it end on that day. So yeah, basically there was also a gigantic roller coaster, basically, like, right here. I can pull up the footage. Yeah, there we go. There was a huge, gigantic roller coaster that we did to celebrate 4 years. Let me tell you, it was nuts. It was freaking nuts. Like, the roller coaster was so huge that, well, it did fit a lot. And, yeah, it's nuts. Real nuts. So yeah, basically, this thing was crazy. This thing was absolutely insane. Yep, like I said, past rooms came back, and was just even better than before. So yep, like you can recognize that's the underwater expedition. That's the April Fool's party. Hold on. Yeah, you can recognize that's the April Fool's party. And what other room was brought back? Oh yeah, the lab office was on fire. That's from Lab of Doom. But yeah, basically that hall celebrated 4 years of Zoids Lab 2, and that was absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, the Rainbow Party also came back too, which was also pretty cool. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's move on. Alright, everyone, I'm pretty sure you can guess this next one. It is obviously the Halloween party. Unfortunately, this was not a Zoids Lab 3. Actually, I'm wrong. There was one, although you guys never saw it. But recently, I actually made a video about it. Only like 2 days ago, which I'm not even releasing yet for some reason. I'll release it very soon. Probably on, I don't know. I don't even know when I'm going to release the video. I'm not going to release it now because too late at night. Speaking of which, it is 11:56. We're almost at the end, guys. We only have 2 more events after this. Anyway, Halloween Party 2019. It was probably the most custom Halloween party yet, as pretty much everything from all Halloween parties made a return. But, get this, obviously, there were some new aspects in this party too, so it wasn't just a copy and paste of old activities and old rooms. No, we brought in some new aspects as well to make it not look all completely the copy and paste, to make it look new and amazing. So yeah, the whole lab was decorated for Halloween. Like I said, all the old rooms came back. And yeah, it was nuts. Just to believe. Of course, like usual, obviously the skyscraper came back and was absolutely nuts. And I just can't even get over how amazing it is. It was amazing how big the room was. Well, this whole party. And yeah, it's just so nuts just to believe. So yep, the skyscraper came back with all the rooms. It was pretty nuts. And it was awesome. Totally amazing. Of course, the whole lab was decorated for Halloween. So, yeah, you would expect that by now. Stuff like the haunted mine, the skyscraper, the lab basement, the secret Halloween room. Yep, all of that came back alongside decorations in the UFO. It was pretty awesome. Again, some new rooms came in, and they were amazing. So, yep, told you it wasn't a copy and paste. Because if it was, you guys would have gotten really bored seeing if it was just a copy and paste. The library was even a new decoration too, which was nuts. Just nuts to believe. It was like a candy corn themed room, basically, for example. So yeah, this was the biggest Halloween party to ever occur in Zoa's lab, and I am just impressed with the way it came out. It was just so awesome. Yes, even the underground was like a slime cave. See, I just got really creative with this party, and I honestly hope that this year's is honestly even better. But honestly, I don't know how I'm going to be able to top off this one. It was just a really huge event, and yeah. The event started on November 7th. October 17th! And ended on its actual correct day of November 2nd. Yep, October 17th and ended on November 2nd. Meaning it lasted for over 2 weeks. Pretty dang impressive. However, technically the skyscraper did stay after for like 2 months just because we were waiting to do Skyscraper Showdown, but unfortunately it didn't happen. On December 20th, 2019, I removed the skyscraper completely to put in the Christmas workshop. In total, the skyscraper was there for 2 months and 2 days. Now this next one, which is the second to last event of the entire year, and guys, it just hit midnight, so yeah. Second to last event of the entire year in Zoa's lab for 2019 is Operation Evil Sheet Leader. Almost said Legos Island, but no. Operation Evil Sheet Leader. However, this party, just like the St. Patrick's Day and High Day party, were actually a combination of 2. So yeah. Yep, it was a combination of 2. Operation Evil Sheet Leader and the UFO party. And fun fact, the video for it actually came out exactly 4 weeks late. The event started on November 21st and was originally supposed to end on December 5th. However, it actually ended on December 19th. Mainly because I was trying to wait all this time to just make the video before taking it down. Because of course I was not going to go out without, I was not going to miss showcasing this event because of how awesome and epic it was. So I had to wait until I made the video to take it down. But really its original end date was December 5th. But yeah, you guys get the point. So basically, the whole point of Operation Evil Sheet Leader was the point is Fun fact, the event was actually supposed to originally happen on November 5th and end on November 15th. However, because I forgot, and because I actually did not go to the lab on that day, and it was also Evil Street Leader's 4th anniversary of being at the lab, quite literally, you guys, I had to delay it till the 21st because of that. ESO got pretty mad at me for forgetting, but I made sure to kind of cheer him up a little by actually saying that the event was not going to completely, totally not happen. It was just going to be moved to the 21st due to me forgetting. And what did we get? Yep, I moved it to the 21st, and just what did we get? I just put it there on November 21st, and what do we get? The event itself. So yeah, all of Evil Street Leaders attached from the past 4 years made a return, and it was just absolutely amazing. Seeing as pretty much how everything has really changed over time in between Evil Street Leader. And just to see that all of his old attacks came back, that's absolutely nuts. So yeah, some of them included the Meteor, HQ Expedition, the Decolorizer, the Freezatron, the Evil Sheep attack, Underwater, the TNT bomb, the fire bomb, the eclipse, rainstorm, war. Am I forgetting anything else? The lava machine, the evilizer, and I think that's it. Unless I'm forgetting another one. Yeah, hopefully I'm not forgetting one. And yeah. Oh yeah, and there was also a fight with Evil Street Leader after, of course, at the end, which was amazing. Next up, we move to our second part of this, because there were two parties. The UFO Party 2019. So, this did take a while. Basically, the point was the UFO was in danger. I think ESL attacked it, so we had to play 4 little games to get some of the blocks into the correct format to keep the UFO secure. It did take a while to do this game a little, but it was still worth it in the end. There were 4 of them in total, one being the first one being a green one, then a yellow one, then an orange one, and finally a purple one, all knocking on separate days. However, but because I did this 4 weeks late, I could do them all at once, because they unlocked many weeks before. So with that being said, well, it also went for the exact same time as Operation ESL. Perfect. And finally, but not least, the Christmas Party 2019. That's right, guys, the last event of the whole entire year. Hooray! Yep, last event of the whole year. The Christmas Party 2019. Let's first off be clear, this was the biggest Christmas party to occur in the lab, just how the Halloween party for the year was also the biggest Halloween party to occur overall too. Because, just like the Halloween party, many old rooms and activities, in fact all the activities made a return from the past 4 Christmas parties. So, that was really fun and interesting. Also, there were a few new concepts alongside a few new rooms. To be honest, it did take like 3 days to set up. Fun fact, the Halloween party took 2 days to set up. But this next one actually did take like 3 days to set up. It was absolutely not. What? I know, because I literally had to pretty much add everything from every single Christmas party ever into this. That's why it took so long to create. So, yeah, as you would probably expect, many old rooms and some new ones also came back at pretty much the exact same time. So, that being said, well, yeah. And there was also a new activity, too, involving bells. But it was still a really fun party. And I'm not going to lie, it was honestly, again, the biggest. I don't know what we're going to do for this year's, but honestly, it is probably not going to be as big as this one. It was also the 5th Christmas party to occur, and also the Halloween party. That was the 5th Halloween party to occur. So, yeah. So this event started on December 19th. Well, actually, that was its original release date. And fun fact, I think this is actually the first and only event of the entire year not to start on its original release date. Yep. Guess when it started? December 20th. Mainly because I did make that video the day before for Operation ESL and UFO Party on December 19th. So, because I filmed it so late, I had to literally, quite literally, start creating this party the next day, December 20th. Honestly, it wasn't even that bad. It wasn't even that bad of a deal. I really, honestly, just... It was not even that bad. Honestly, it was honestly okay to wait till the next day to create it because I was already making the previous video the day before for Operation ESL. So honestly, it was not that bad of a deal just to wait for another day. So yeah. So because it would originally start on December 19th, it actually started on December 20th instead because of that reason. But it did end on its correct day of January 3rd, 2020. So yep, it started on December 20th, 2019, and came to an end on January 3rd, 2020. With that being said, guys, that is every single event for Zoids Lab in 2019. And it was nuts. The good news is, wow. Wow. it literally only took me an hour. It only took me 1 hour to make this video. Yay! Finally! I told you it wasn't going to be long this time, even though the video kind of is over an hour long. Sorry about that. It's just there were still a lot of events. As you probably might have noticed, there were not as many events here in 2019 on Zoids Lab 2 and 3 than there were for Legos Island. That's why I'm finally cutting in here, because that is all of them. I finished it. So yeah, one more thing about the Christmas party before I end it off. It's just because, again, it was the biggest Christmas party yet. Donations came back, obviously, for the 5th time in a row, and it was just a huge success, alongside the Gold Nugget Room, too. So, also, this was the first Christmas after getting Zoids Lab 2 back. Yep, because the previous year we didn't even have Zoids Lab 2, because it was corrupted. So, this was the first Christmas to have Zoids Lab 2 back. So, hooray! Alright, everyone. Again, thank you so much for watching the video. Remember to like and subscribe. I don't know what next week's Saturday story is going to be. It's probably also going to be really interesting as well. Well, now that I'm done showing you all the events for every single year, in the backyard, Legos Island, and Zoids Lab 2 and 3, I don't even know what this next week's story is going to be. I really don't. I'm just going to have to think about it throughout the week. I'll see all of you tomorrow for a Sunday vlog. Mission 2 of Operation Meltdown on Legos Island. And finally, but not least, Chilling on Sleep BS, episode 138. Alright, guys, goodbye! Man, I am so glad that this did not take me as long as last week, because last week took me 3 hours. Oh boy. I'm so happy that this did not take as long, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, even if it was, yet again, an hour long. Still worth your time, though.